Welcome to day 19 of 30 days of me showing up here and teaching live singing lessons. And I'm going to do a little lesson tonight about building runs and riffs and how you can do that. As you may or may not know, I'm still recovering from a little illness. So I'm going to go ahead and warm us up before we get into runs and riffs. We're going to do a lip buzz. A lip buzz looks like this. We're going to do just a slide. This is an octave slide. I'm going to slide from the bottom note to the top note. And if you're a guy or you have a lower voice, you can just sing the octave down, which is down here. Tell me if you can't hear the piano, okay? So it's just going to sound like this. Super, super gentle. We're warming up, and then we're going to get into talking about runs and riffs. All right, here we go. Drop out if your voice feels tight or strained, okay? You can always come back in again on the way down. Let's go back down. Feel free to type in the comments if you want to know anything voice related or about runs or riffs, or just sing along. We're doing So that was our first warm-up. If you're just joining me, hi Carl. If you're just joining me, I am just doing 30 days of live voice lessons on my social media, just because I got tired of running into people who would tell me they wanted to learn how to sing, but they did not want to invest in themselves, or they didn't feel like their voices were worth investing in. And I think anyone who wants to learn how to sing should learn how to sing, and I want to give them the tools. So here I am for 30 days, and anyone can always go follow me, follow my channel, go back to the beginning and do all the 30 days. It's just like 30 days of vocal lessons for you. And I would be extremely shocked if by the end of that time you didn't see some major improvement in your voice. So that's why I'm here. I am getting over bronchitis for the last few days, so I need to warm up before I sing with you guys. So just sing along with me. So to warm up the lower part of our voices, let's just do a lip buzz slide down. So it's going to sound like this. And if guys are singing with me, just sing down the octave, okay? Super simple. Okay, here we go. let's just do one more, and then we'll start talking about the runs and the riffs and the things you can do to start learning them. The last exercise before we get into that is going to be just an arpeggio lip buzz. Super simple. I do them all the time. We're going to be... Okay? So if you're a guy singing with me, sing down the octave. Okay, here we go. Go back down. It's okay if you dropped out because it was too high. Just come back in where it feels good. Let's just do one more. Let's just do it on an ah. Where it's gonna go. Ah, okay, if you're a guy, start down the octave. Ah, 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 ah. Okay, good. So have you seen these vocal coaches break down the runs, and has it been helpful for you? I think sometimes it is really helpful, like slow it down and break the run into sections. But then once you've learned the run, do you just take that run and then use it in other songs? Or is it more just a challenge for yourself? Like, what would you say those do? How do they help? And maybe do you want to take it a little step further? And that's kind of why I'm here. Drinking tea, because my voice is still coming back from an illness. All right. So the first kind of run is based on the diatonic scale. So that kind of scale is just the scale that you learned when you were in choir, right? Oh, that's the diatonic scale. You can do lots of riffs on that. One example of that is like at the end of a phrase, you can do like a rundown of a couple notes. So the song Goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. That wasn't even a good example because I think I jumped. Full. Just any note that's right next to each other. That kind of thing. You're still on that. You're on that scale where the notes are one after the other. They're right next to each other. So it's still following this diatonic scale. Why don't we start by playing around on this one diatonic scale? So let's just start off by learning the scale, okay? We'll do it on an ah. We'll do ah. Okay? That's just the basic 8-note scale. And you'll hear me do a lot of exercises on it. If you go back to the beginning of the 30 days, you'll hear me do a lot of these exercises involving Why don't we use that scale and we'll build a little run. Let's go back up. Just like that. That way, if you're finishing the phrase of a song and you feel like it needs a little run, now I'm live and I can't think of any songs. You'll say, I love you. I love you. So that's just using those notes that are right next to each other in the diatonic scale. So why don't we try this together one more time? So it's going to be okay? One more time. Good? Let's try it. And let's just go up the scale. If you're a guy, sing down the octave. Here we go. Okay, do you kind of get that idea? We can even do one going up. See if you can get each note like you're hitting each note right in the center, not sliding through the notes. That's kind of one of the key elements of doing a good run, is having them really be crisp. Each note is really separate and distinct. So I'm going to teach you one. It uses the diatonic scale. It's called the flexibility exercise. So it's going to be so if you think about it like a crown, up to the top, halfway, up to the top, halfway, up to the top, and then all the way down, okay? So I'll sing it for you one more time. It'll be Let's have guys sing down the octave if you're singing with me. Keep going if you can. If you have to drop out because it's too high, that's okay. Woo. Let's go back down. Come back in where it feels comfortable to you. It's the flexibility exercise, and it is included and taught in one of my previous lessons, which is exercises for vocal stamina and agility. This is for agility. And as we talked about, agility, or the ability to run through a series of notes quickly, but also very accurately and crisply is one of the hallmarks of someone who can do runs well. It's much easier to do runs accurately and quickly when there's not a lot of vocal tension. So you want to avoid as much vocal tension as you possibly can. When your voice gets in really good shape, you can eventually do runs and run through them and be applying like a lot of power, like really pushing your voice, and that's possible. But when you're just starting, your voice needs to be your voice needs to be as relaxed as possible, stress-free, tension-free, all that good stuff. So keep that in mind. If you're someone like me, like I'm a belter, do you know what belting is? Belting is pushing your chest voice, the lower part of your voice, like as high as you can and singing really loud, like a lot of power. So if you're a belter and you're just learning to do runs, a really good idea is to pull back a little bit, because belting itself can cause tension, like all of your muscles are working extra hard. I mean, even if your placement is good, even if your breath control is good, it's a very athletic way of singing. So you want to pull back just to give your vocal cords just the extra freedom. Like, don't stress them out. You're already going to make them move really quickly and trying to make them hit notes really precisely. So no need to add singing a high note as high as you can on top of that, okay? But we can always talk about belting and belting safely in another video if you're interested. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. So we've just done runs on a diatonic scale. A diatonic scale is just the regular garden variety scale that you will hear. You'll run through it in choir. You will hear musicians practicing it. That basic 8-note scale, okay? So some runs you can do is just like a 3-note run down. Ooh, ooh. You could do a 5-note run down. Ooh, ooh. Okay? So there's some ideas. I'm just trying to give you some ideas because I don't want to teach you a run. I want to teach you how to do your own runs while you're singing any song that you choose, okay? So let's talk about another scale that I really love, and that's the pentatonic scale. So the pentatonic scale is one that you're going to hear in runs in a lot of popular music, a lot of R&B and pop music. So for example, this scale probably more recently was used in one of the well-known runs in the song Ego Talking by the artist Saint. And there was a run challenge on this one. And like I said, I did one yesterday after I found out that I had bronchitis. And I was like, I gotta sing. I don't know why. But I discovered that I'm not the only one that challenged myself with this run, Ego Talking from Saint. And so I thought I would just bring it up because it is on the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale, you will recognize it right away when you hear it. This is what it sounds like. Okay, do you recognize that? You can hear that in a lot of Eastern music. That's a pattern that's used in a lot of Eastern music. But the more you hear it, the more you'll realize it's used in a lot of Western music as well. And it doesn't always have to sound like that. You can start on a different note. So for example, I could start on this note. So we're going to go. Does that sound nice and bluesy? That's the pentatonic scale, okay? Once you know it, you can kind of start it wherever you want. And the great thing about this scale is it sounds good over almost any chord. So you can kind of riff on this. You could add it to all sorts of different phrases in all kinds of styles of songs. I've heard it a lot in gospel, in R&B, in blues. You'll even hear it sometimes like in rock, just all over. It's just used, jazz, used a lot. So this is one that's really worth knowing. So let's just learn this scale. Let's learn it backward and forward. Let's sing it together. On its own, it doesn't sound super soulful. I know. This one is used on the ego talking run. So I've heard people break this down. So how it goes is, my ego, owning it tonight, my ego. So you hear how ego, that's all on the pentatonic scale. So this is why when I'm practicing this, I'll just start like this. So that kind of just gets me used to those note groupings. So when I go to sing runs over songs, my voice naturally knows what notes to go to, what interval. So an interval is a space in between two notes. So in this scale, there's 3 notes that are side by side, one after the other. Then there's a third, a jump. Then there's another one right next to it, a second. And then there's another jump. It jumps over a note that's in between it. Musical terms is like seconds and thirds, but we have to know how those notes fall in order to use them for runs. Another run that's really popular, that was like, I'm psyching myself up to demonstrate this for you because it's a really difficult run, but it's the Jasmine Sullivan Insecure run. So I'm going to try it for you, but just be aware, I'm not her. Anyway, definitely not as good as her, but you can kind of hear. Can you hear that it uses that same scale? Could you just hear she's going down and then she's going a little bit back up and then she's going back down and she's varying the tempo of it, but it's this scale. So remember, the scale is this. She's starting on an E. Doing it by ear, but you could hear that most of those notes in that run were on the pentatonic scale. Does that make sense? So why don't we do a few exercises using this scale? Why don't we just do a few repetitions of just within the octave? So I'm going to sing it on an ah, and then I want you to repeat back to me, okay? And then we'll try to expand it a little bit and you can kind of play around with it, okay? So it'll be, let's do it on na. I'm going to start here. Any guys singing with me can start down the octave, okay? It'll be ah, so sing with me. Ah, sing back. Ah, sing back. Good. Are we getting it? Let's do a couple more, okay? Guys can sing down the octave. Okay, down here. Ah, now you sing back. Okay, one more time. Ah, sing back. Okay, let's add a couple more notes on the top. Okay, let's just do. Sing down the octave. Okay. I'll sing and then you echo back to me. Okay, here we go. Ah, now you. Okay. Ah, now you. Let's keep going. Same thing. Now you. Let me know if it's too fast. Now you. One more time. Now you. add a few more notes at the top or at the bottom. Let's add it at the top just for fun, and then we can go a little bit lower, okay? Here we go. I'll play it one more time. Now you. Now you sing back. And please let me know if it's too fast and I will slow it down. All right, let's do one more. Let's go a little slower just because I'm having mercy on you right now. Now you. Oh, awesome. All right, let's try adding a few on the bottom, okay? Let's just do it on an E, just because that's how Jasmine does it, and it's really fun. E, E. I'll do it one more time. E. And I do have this habit of sliding up a little bit to the top note because I just like it. It's just part of how I sing. You don't have to. E. I'm gonna sing and then you sing back. Here we go. E. Now you. Okay, keep going. E. Now you. Let's do one more time. E. Awesome. Let's go up and back down again. This is so fun. I really love this scale. E. I'll do that again. E. Now you can sing back. Here we go. E. Now you again. Let's do one more. E. Good. Now let's see if we can change the melody a little, or the rhythm a little bit. E. E. Let's try that. E. E. Tell me if that's too fast. E. Okay, you try. E. Here we go. E. So does that give you some ideas about how you can use this scale? Just this basic 5, it has 5 notes in it, but it's the basis for so many runs in R&B, gospel, and popular music. So why don't we break down our Jasmine Sullivan run? I have seen so many voice teachers and singers do this, but since we just learned the pentatonic scale, I think it would be really fun. So she starts, I'm going to try and get this right, okay? So she starts up here. Yay. She does a little yay at the end. We can start with the first one. Can you sing that one? And you hear how she holds that first one, and then she kind of like tumbles down the rest of them. I was doing it earlier when no one was listening, and I sounded awesome. So she goes down, and then she kind of jumps back up. Okay, let's add the rest. The last part is crazy, okay? The first half of the last part. So she goes, okay, that's 3/4 of it. Okay, the last part. The last part is the part that I have the most trouble with. All right, you want to try it from the beginning? I will do the last part again. I think she does something else with her last syllable. She goes to the yay a little sooner, but you can go listen to it. The song is Insecure, and she does it in her live version. But this was like a run challenge a while ago, but you can revive it now because we're going through this run. Now you'll be able to do it so beautifully. Let's go from the beginning, okay? Did you get it? Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm going to sing it and play it for you. I might stop playing if I lose my keys on the piano, but I'll keep singing and I'll try and guide you through it, okay? So once again, this is the pentatonic scale, okay? Okay, that's the pentatonic scale. That's the scale that this whole run, almost all of it, maybe not the last like 3 notes, but almost all of it is built on this scale. So if you mess around with this scale, just like that, then you're already going to have those notes to be able to sing this run, okay? That's the basis of this whole live, is learn the pentatonic scale, and runs will be so much easier and you're going to love singing even more, okay? So, you want to hear it again? Were you able to sing it back to me? Did that help you? So again, she adds an accidental in there on like the 3rd to last note, and it gives it a little variation. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to give it one more try. Because I know these scales and I know these patterns with my voice and I know them very well, it's easy for me to just come up with different riffs and runs. And a lot of times either clients are really like surprised and like in a good way that I can do things like that, or they call me in because they're like, we know she can come up with something good on the spot. So these are really good things to learn. This has been a great session. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please have a great night, and I will be back tomorrow night.